Story 1. AITA for telling a guy at the gym to leave me alone? At the beginning of this year, I decided I wanted to commit to working out again. At first, I started at home in my garage, and more recently, I decided to join an actual gym again. It's only a 4-minute drive from my husband and I's house, so it's perfect. Here's my problem though. 2 weeks ago, while I was deadlifting, a guy came up to me and interrupted my workout to tell me that I was rounding my back, and I could get seriously injured that way. I was kind of annoyed because I don't like when people give me unsolicited advice and interrupt my workouts. As well as what he was saying just wasn't true because I wasn't rounding my back at all. As I used to compete in power lifting for a few years before I took a 2-year break from the gym, I know what proper form is and how to keep it. He seemed like a nice guy, so I just told him thanks, but I've got it. That was the end of that interaction. The next day, as I was in the gym, the same guy comes up to me, interrupts my workout again, to ask me my name. I tell him my name, he tells me his, and I put my headphones back on and continue my workout. I know I maybe came off as rude, but like I said, I don't like being bothered in the gym. Unless you're asking me how many sets I have left so you can use the equipment next, there's nothing to talk to me about, and I don't want to engage in conversations. That's just how I am. When I was about to leave, he stops me again and hands me his phone to put my number into and tells me that we should train sometimes. I told him that if I was going to train with anyone, it would be my husband, and I declined his phone. I thought that might let him know I'm really not interested. But over the course of 2 weeks, he's been constantly trying to speak to me, interrupting me whenever he sees me. Trying to get to know me on a personal level, he's asked me out to smoothies after the gym multiple times, and he's tried once more to get my number. I constantly remind him I'm happily married. I usually just fake smile/laugh and respond very short and simple anytime we speak. Like I said, he seems like a nice guy, but I'm not in the gym to make friends or cheat on my husband. I truly just want to work out and listen to my music, but I'm constantly having to take my headphones off to give this man attention, and now I'm spending more time in the gym because I have to catch up on what I'm really there to do, and the talking is distracting, it's wasting a lot of time. So yesterday, while at the gym, he comes up to me again while I'm in the middle of a set of goblet squats, and he taps me on the shoulder to get my attention. He snuck up behind me and did it, so it really startled me, and I dropped the weight. I finally had enough and snapped. I took my headphones off and told him to leave me the fuck alone. He told me he was just trying to say hi, and I guess he was embarrassed or something because he just walked out of the gym after that. I found that weird because didn't you come to work out too? It's like he only came for me, and when I told him to leave me alone, he just left. I finished my workout and left. Now today, I'm kind of worried about going to the gym because I know he'll be there, and I honestly don't want to deal with this anymore. I simply want to work out. AITA here though, should I apologize to him when I see him today? Guys, before we get into the update, take a second now and subscribe to my channel. This will help me channel a lot. Thanks. Now to the update. August 25th, 2023. I posted yesterday about this annoying man at my gym, and I wanted to share the good news. So last night, I waited for my husband to get home from work. He got home at 9, we ate dinner quickly, and we got to the gym at around 9:45. I usually go at 8 and he usually comes in around 8:30, so if the guy went to the gym, I knew he'd either be gone already or on his way out. So, when we got to the gym, I told my husband to just do his own thing and I'll text him if I need him. He told me he'd be keep an eye out as well. Things were going fine for about 10 minutes, then I see him. He had his gym bag and looked to be leaving, but then he saw me too and started to approach me. I have no clue what his intentions were, and I didn't want to find out. I immediately got up and started to walk towards the front desk, and he stupidly followed me all the way there. It caught the attention of my husband, who was across the room, and he started to follow us both too. When I got to the front desk, I didn't wait. I just blurted out to the workers, "This man won't stop harassing me." What happened next really pissed me off, because he tried to lie his way out and pretend he'd been helping me out. He tried saying that he thought we were just gym buddies and friends, and that he was just going to come say hey and catch up. My husband called bullshit and told him he knew everything and to stay the hell away from me. The guy tried to defend himself by saying that he only ever gave me advice on training, and he doesn't like false accusations. At this point, because we were being so loud, the person who I assume is the gym manager heard us from his office, came out and pulled him outside to talk. They stepped out to talk while my husband and I stayed at the front desk telling the other workers what's been going on the past few weeks. A few minutes later, the manager comes back inside and tells us that we don't have to worry about him anymore and that he's taking care of it. I saw the guy walking to his car to leave. I felt dumb in that moment because I realized the solution to my problem was that simple. I never even needed my husband to come in the first place. I'm not sure if he got banned or simply kicked out for that night. I guess when I go back tonight, I'll find out and I'll have my husband accompany me again, just in case. But the rest of our gym session was great. He never showed back up, thank God. These past 2 weeks really made me want to stop going because I didn't want to deal with him every time, but I'm just really happy I can work out in peace again. Story 2. AITA for punching my husband's sister? I, 32F, have been married to my husband, 34M, let's call him H, for 6 years. We have a 3-year-old son together. Our relationship has always been strong and filled with trust. I have never had any problems with his family, and my family absolutely adores him. His sister, 28F, and I have always gotten along great. When I was pregnant with our first and only child, let's call him B, she started acting strange. She was always offering to help my husband with everything having to do with our son, but when it came to me, it was radio silence. I figured she didn't want to take the chance in upsetting me, since my hormones were all over the place. Once my son was born, she was an amazing aunt. She was always asking my husband to watch him and keep him overnight. To be honest, the break was nice sometimes. However, after my son turned 3, she started inviting my husband and son out to do things, but would do it on a day that she knew I couldn't attend or purposely only buy 3 tickets to things. There were several times where she said she wanted to have brother and sister time. My husband started noticing that she was never asking me to go out with them anymore. He brought it to my attention, but I brushed it off. A few months after this was going on, my husband brought it to my attention again. This time, I told him that it was very hurtful for me. The next time his sister invited him somewhere, he told her that he would not be going if I was not invited. This is where she flipped. She started blowing up his phone and telling him that I do not need to be involved in everything and that they should be able to have sibling bonding time with her nephew included. He eventually blocked her to let her cool down as she would not stop blowing his phone up. I went ahead and did the same before she started with mine. About an hour later, she showed up at our front door with their parents. My son was laying down, so we stepped out front with the baby monitor in hand, so she didn't start screaming inside and wake him up. She started going on and on about how she is a priority over me. I agreed, as she is his immediate family, and that he would never love me like he loved her. I would hope not, since she is his sister and not his wife. I didn't pay much mind to it until she said, to my best recollection, I'm the mother that B will never have, because you're here. I will love him more than you could, and I love H more than you ever could. The look on my husband's face was pure rage. I will admit, I feel like I shouldn't have done it, but in that moment, I saw red and punched her in her face. I heard her nose crack, and she started crying. His dad is completely on my side and says that it sounds like she has feelings for H. My husband is also on my side. However, his mother says that she only meant it in an overprotective sister way and that I was out of line. I am starting to feel guilty about it. It's been 2 weeks since we spoke to his sister or mom. So, AITA? Edit, husband has heard from FIL. SIL doesn't think anything she said was wrong but is not pressing charges. Her nose is fine, nothing is broken. Guys, do you think OP is reasonable here? Tell me what you think. Now to the comments. Educational, Shu 2633. NTA, your SIL wants to fuck her brother and their mom is in denial. Fiddlehead firmly. I'm going to try to explain it this way. Sister has never found any man to look up to the way she idolizes her brother. She's looking for someone like him, but there's no one like him that is interested in her. She enjoyed going out with him, my guess is he's handsome, and her nephew, because people might assume that she's the mother and wife. This feeling might be a fantasy that she's acquired a kind of prestige in society as a mother or a wife. I don't think she wants to have sex with her brother. I think she wants to continue the vanity rush she gets with her brother and nephew. All that being said, she went way too far in her delusion, and I don't think there's any coming back from it. Unless she can verbalize exactly where her head was at, she needs to be unwelcome in OP's home forever. She crossed so many lines, I'd never ever forgive her or let her be alone with my child. Story 3. AITA, for wanting the office my husband opened in my name? I 25F have been married to my husband 27M for 3 years now. I have finished my law study 1 year ago. I am currently 2 months pregnant with our first child. My husband has his own company where he works. When we got married, he wanted me to sign a prenup which stated that I am not entitled to any of his assets if we get a divorce, and he is not entitled to my assets. I have significantly less than him. My husband said he didn't want me to work for any boss or whatsoever. We are not struggling financially, and he gives me money, but I still want to make something for myself as well. My husband is renting homes as well, and he gives me the rent of 2 houses on top of everything else. So he said I don't have to work. I told my husband that I am gonna work, and we got in a fight. He asked why I insisted, and I said, let's say you leave me today, then what? I won't have anything left for myself, besides what I already had. I don't want to depend on you for everything. I want to be able to handle myself if I have to. This happened 4 months ago, before I got pregnant. 2 months ago, my husband surprised me with my own office. I found out the office was in his name 2 weeks ago, and I asked him to put it in my name as it is my office, and I am the one who is working here. He said no, and said that it doesn't matter, because we are a team. I told him that he was the one who didn't want me working for a boss, so he should put the office in my name then. We again got in a fight, and he accused me of planning to leave him once our child is born. I again explained that I just want to be independent and make my own money. He said that the office being in his name doesn't change it and that I don't trust him. I told him that if I am the one managing everything and going there every day, then the office is mine and should be in my name. My MIL has been calling me non-stop to tell me that I am TA, and she is saying I am trying to get his money. Which is not the case at all. I feel like I might be TA for asking this, and my husband is now thinking I don't trust him. So AITA? Guys, before we get into the update, if you have a story of your own, you can message me so we can talk about it. Don't forget to like my videos. Update: I see some people are concerned whether I have a personal account or not. Yes, I do have a personal account. The money I get goes there. And the prenup is meant for our own assets. Joint assets are to be split if we get a divorce or something. But we have almost zero joint assets. He puts almost everything in his name. The only thing we share is an appeasement where we don't live and the car. Now to the comments. Comments: Goldsaberiver. So, you raised concerns about not having your own income, so a fight happens, and then you get pregnant, and now he's letting you build your own career, but in an office he owns. Yeah, that doesn't sound controlling at all. /S, NTA. Start hiding away money, you'll need it. Kuet. I am totally for prenups, but in your case, he is a big AH, and you are NTA. He wanted a prenup, but he also wants to prevent you to have your own income, or he has to be your boss. And then when you disagree, he dares saying you don't trust him, and you are the one planning to leave. Pinkest Mango. You can have a prenup or you can have a housewife, not both. NTA, he is. CPTLWSTLND. Ta. I would use the office temporarily and then get my own without him. He's a controlling jerk. Subscribe for daily Reddit